The time has come. I have made a switch. I am taking things to the next level. And so today we are going to take a look at Camtasia 2025 and compare it a little bit with ScreenFlow, which is what I've been using to edit my long form videos. So there are things that I won't be able to do because I would lose the camera, but uh, excuse me, but perhaps we can look at a few of the features and you know people will be able to make an informed decision. This decision has been a long time coming. I've been brewing on this for at least 3 months now, and there was a $100 discount on Camtasia 2025, the top plan. So I decided to move some money around and take advantage of that discount. Now, the trick is, and I'm looking forward to having people hold me to this, the trick is going to be making use of the features to their fullest extent over the next year so that in May of 2026, I can justify keeping the software. That is going to be the trick. So we'll see how this goes. I'm very much looking forward to the challenge, and this will likely lead to changing around some things as far as how my setup is done. But I'm ready for the challenge. I've got lots and lots of ideas, and the more I've dug into the features and capabilities of Camtasia, the more I'm convinced that this is a way forward for me. Since I'm not trained in any traditional fashion in video editing, the features Camtasia has do fit very well with the type of content that I'm aiming to make. If I were making blockbuster films, Hollywood type films, I'd look at Premiere Pro, I'd look at DaVinci Resolve. I'm a single creator. I don't have a team. I don't have, even an editor or a review process outside myself. So this is my way of pushing things forward. So let's see who's in the chat. If anybody, hey, it's Tony from Quick Tech Solutions. Welcome, my friend. Yeah, today is kind of special. So I'm going to move over here and show my screen. So this is a re-edit project. And it's not perfect yet. I need to add a different background, but if we select this and toggle the background removal, yeah, the black on black doesn't work terribly well, but oh, my bad. Josephus.
Sorry, Josephus.
In my haste to get things rolling, I didn't read as closely as I should have. My bad. So this is a re-edit project. And I've been for 2 days now, I've been watching videos on Camtasia and the editor, and man, this is gonna make a difference in how I do things. This is gonna make a difference in how I do things. So just for the sake of argument, ScreenFlow, let's just open this one. So this is the ScreenFlow editor that I've been using. Now, there are things that I like about ScreenFlow that I haven't figured out how to do quite yet in Camtasia, like moving the whole timeline up. But I am confident that it is in fact possible to do some of this. It's just that right now the scroll bar is awful close to the bottom of the screen, and I just like to make it maybe a little bit bigger. So, not the end of the world. There are other ways I can accomplish this, right? So, anyway, uh, you know, the one of the interesting pieces that I found going between the two of them so far is the playhead. So over here in Camtasia, well, let's see, this isn't a good example. If we come back here to the beginning, I've got a sort of a triple playhead with green and red on either side of the main playhead, and I can cut out and ripple delete some of this stuff very easy.
Why would you use Fog over CloneZilla or RescueZilla? Well, it comes down.
And so what I'm already finding, and this, like I said, this is a re-edit. I am already finding that I'm making much tighter cuts than what I had in ScreenFlow. Just maybe it's just I've got more experience now than when I started with ScreenFlow. Maybe it's, you know, some of this stuff really is better. I haven't really made that firm decision yet, but there are definitely things that I like about this interface. So, oh, booyah. So you can detach. Oh, that's a game changer. That's a game changer. So I can detach this now and put it back. What do I have to do? Close that. There we go. I can detach now, so I can have the video playing on a completely separate monitor while I'm editing. That's a game changer. That is something that ScreenFlow is not capable of doing. And it was one of my bigger annoyances with ScreenFlow because I just wanted more real estate, right? So, yeah, this is really cool. This is cool. So the sky's the limit. The sky is the limit. You know, there are all kinds of things that are available now. And with Camtasia, I also have access to their media library. So I can add all kinds of things plus not even getting into the cursor animations and all kinds of things that are more aligned with doing training type videos. And you know, I was starting to amass multiple tools to accomplish the same effects in a very clunky way. And so I'm astounded at the ease of use here. Sorry, I've got to do this. It's really bugging me. The ease of use here for being able to do some of these things for somebody that's, you know, not trained as an editor. The goal is streamlining the editing process as much as possible and getting out of the limitations that were inflicted upon me by ScreenFlow, right? And I'll admit, I like the idea of supporting TechSmith because they're 20 minutes from where I'm sitting right now. Their headquarters is 20 minutes from where I'm sitting right now. So on that note, let's see. Okay, so let's just take a look here. You asked the magic question, so we'll do this. So this is the TechSmith website. Just so just for the sake of argument, I'll throw this in the chat. So everything they do is a separate track. Now that might be common on other things too, but it gives you all kinds of control over your cursor if you're doing screencast type recording videos. You know, lots of annotation options. And then again, premium stock assets, cloud-based sharing. They've got a lot of training stuff. They do webinars. They do closed captioning, and they do things in an ADA compliant way, which is a big thing because part of my goal is to also use this for videos for the library, and libraries are being pushed into more and more ADA compliant checkboxes. So it's pretty enticing option for me. So they now have gradient and negative cursor effects, zoom cursor click events. Yeah, some of this is kind of cool. Some of this I'm not sure I'll use, but they're for somebody who is not a graphic designer and can't apply some of those things to an editor like Premiere or DaVinci Resolve. This is a nice middle point, right? Torn edge, CRT monitors, static noise, lens cursor effect. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is going to make, I think, for me anyways, it's going to make my videos more interesting. And just for the sake of argument, I'm just going to save this and we'll close it. And we're going to close ScreenFlow as well. We'll save that one. So one of the cool things, and again, this won't let me do the camera, but let's say new recording. We'll record the screen. We're going to turn off the camera. We're going to turn off the microphone. Just I'll record it later. So Camtasia Rev is sort of an AI component that they've built. So if I record this, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so if we come over here, say we open Finder, I have to drag it in from the other screen, and I don't know, we go to movies, and then midweek news clips, and it's got the ScreenFlow project and the MP4 in there. So at that point, I'll just stop recording. And what does this give me? So Camtasia Rev, again, the recordings start off as 16 by 9, right? So it will let me do, recorded size, wide. I can take this down to vertical or square. I can change the layout. Now, this is more effective when I've got a camera recording as well, but you can apply various effects. You can put corner rounds on and borders and, all kinds of crazy stuff that you could do. And we're just going to come back here for the sake of argument. Let's do that one. So backgrounds, you can change the background. You can have all kinds of crazy crap going on. Effects. This is where things get cool. So we've got the border on. We've got, we can add the corner round effects. We can change the cursor color. We can cursor highlight. We can do, cursor scale, and these are basically just adding additional effects to the video clip. So when you go into the editor, if you decide not to just export from here, let's just play. If you decide to export it from here, then it just applies these across the board, right? So let's just edit in Camtasia. And we're going to make the timeline larger. There's no audio, so we can just play this. So as you can see, we've got something that's, not bad. But yeah, I'm looking at just quick. How can I turn out more content? And this is checking the boxes for me. So hopefully, as I learn the software better, I can revisit a video like this, and maybe I'll start talking about Camtasia more. It's a topic I'm interested in. There are a lot of features, and shoot, I might just make a list of the features that I find most interesting and check the boxes after I make a video for that particular feature. Yes, I'm well caffeinated this morning, and I've had nothing to eat, so the caffeine is flowing, and it's all good. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm really feeling more determined now than I have in a long time. And so it's funny. My M1 Mac Mini is almost the lowest almost at the minimum requirement level for running this. So the absolute minimum would be an Intel Mac. And so I hit that, but their optimal requirements are an M1 Pro or Max or higher. So we'll see what happens. I like the extra RAM, obviously, in this Mac Mini. I like the 10 gig network adapter in this Mac Mini and the extra storage. However, come October, I think, this is going to be technically a 5-year-old machine or a 5-year-old design. So you know, I'm already planning for spring 2026 to move to either an M4 or an M5 Mac Mini. So you know, the one benefit of having two Mac Minis will get me is I will be able to relocate this downstairs and be able to do at least some screen recording stuff on it. And then I can share the projects between the two machines and be able to edit. Since it's a subscription model, it's just one of those things where you log in and you can use it. So I may also use this at the library. But it's so many features to dig through, and you know, there's a lot of content out there on YouTube about Camtasia, but you know, they're like, from a lot of the more recent stuff covers versions like 2019 through 2024. You know, and maybe I'm hitting a sweet spot, and you know, moving after the first point release has been made available for Camtasia 2025. So yeah, part of me is sad to admit defeat on the quest to move completely to Linux. But if I want to play the YouTube game, I've got to make some sacrifices, right? And you know, this is one of those things where I'd rather use the Mac version than the Windows version. And you know, if I have to set a 5-year lifespan on a given Mac Mini, in order to continue using the newest versions of Camtasia, so be it. I am looking to take things to the next level, and I can't get there doing the same things that got me where I'm at right now. So this is me drawing a line in the sand, and hopefully this will work. And so, you know, I'm committed, and I'll say this publicly. I want to publish in June. I'm giving myself a little bit of time to, you know, learn some more basics, because I just got Camtasia 2025.1 installed and updated and ready to go. So I am committing to publishing some sort of video, long form, shorts, or live streams, at least 25 out of 30 days in the month of June. So, you know, I may do something different with my thumbnails for the month of June, and number the videos in an arbitrary way, I suppose. But I am committed to doing at least 25 total pieces of video content, not counting. I'm not going to count posts in this, but 25 pieces of video content in the month of June. And I'm looking at that as a starting point. Given some of the capabilities in Camtasia, like I can select a clip from the timeline and save it in a library for reuse later on. This is going to be helpful to take and re-edit or create new videos from existing footage that I have, right? So yeah, I'm excited about this and ready to move it forward. And the fact that and let me go back to the screen for a minute. I do see you, Terrell. I will get to your comment in just a minute. But one of the things here, so we're just going to save this as demo screen. And I might play with that later, right? It may resurface in the live stream tonight. It's a short clip. I can do something interesting with it and you know, run it as a video tonight, right? So one of the things, we close that, it takes me back to the home screen, right? So again, if I open Camtasia Rev, I could turn off the screen, you know, and do effectively, I don't know if this will take my audio away or if this works in such a fashion. Well, let's play for a minute. Let's play for a minute. If I see it taking the video away from ScreenFlow, then I will stop this real quick, like, and come back. But let's do this for a minute. Hi, this is Jeremy, and we are playing with new features of Camtasia 2025.1, and hopefully this will move things forward. I'll see you in the next video. Okay, so what do we want to do? Something completely different with this. Let's make this vertical, change the layout, and we've got all kinds of options here. So that has a little bit of a border around it, which I don't mind. We can change the background to be something just bizarre. Maybe we want to make, how do we want to do this? No, not that one. Let's do this or that. Doesn't look awful. Background. Effects, background removal. it's not as effective, probably because my purple microphone there. So AI noise reduction is already on. Cursor rounding we don't need on because there's no cursor being shown, and maybe we want drop shadow. Doesn't look like it's doing anything. We could turn the border on and off, and then we can just I don't know, I still don't like that layout. Let's do this. Let's do effects. That's interesting. I kind of dig that. And put a pattern on my microphone. That's cool. I like that. So, anyways,
Hi, this is Jeremy, and we are playing with new features of Camtasia 2025.1, and hopefully this will move things forward. I'll see you in the next video.
Okay, so obviously I want to end the video when I'm looking at the camera. So we'll just take and grab the green one, and we'll select up to there and ripple delete that off. Maybe.
I'll see you in the next video.
Okay, that didn't quite work the way I wanted it to, but let's make this larger, and then we can come here. Make sure my arrow is turned on, and now we can ripple delete it off.
Forward. I'll see you in the next video.
Okay, so just a stupid short, but we can then export it. Let's just save this first. Short one, test. We'll save that. Export it. And again, I'm just doing local files right now, but you can, in fact, export directly to YouTube, which has its pros and cons, but it is a feature that's available. Export, finish, close. All right. So anyway, that's a little bit about Camtasia. Let me jump back to myself and let's see. Talking about caffeine flowing, I haven't had any caffeine in 3 weeks. Let's have a moment of silence for Terrell's caffeine withdrawals. Okay. I guess good on you for that. I'm not sure caffeine has that much of an effect on me anymore, except for the days that I drink coffee and I don't eat anything with it. I feel myself being a little bit more animated when I drink coffee and don't have food, but your mileage may vary. I really should eat something. It's already 10 minutes to 1. But that's that. So, what else? This is completely off topic for the Camtasia information, but I've started picking up a few groceries again. My refrigerator still looks very, very bare, but I've got a package of sliced ham and cheese, some potato salad, and just a few odds and ends. I'm gonna probably make a trip to the grocery store this afternoon and pick up a couple bottles of Sprite to get me through the first part of the week, and a few other staple items that I don't necessarily want to be without. But yeah, this is the line in the sand day, 25th of May, and I'm just looking to ramp things up a bit. With being able to use more of the first floor, I can move some of the excess stuff out of this office down to the first floor, and for further sorting and filing and whatnot. And hopefully that will enable me to be able to feel less flustered by extra stuff being in this room, and be able to concentrate and focus on the task at hand, which is putting out more content to reap the benefits of being a content creator on YouTube. So yeah, I'm pretty hyped up about this. It's been a long time coming. Really, the writing has been on the wall for ScreenFlow since last summer, when they couldn't really give me an answer when the next version was going to come out. And I've tried to be patient, but it's been more than 6 months. It's been more like 10 months. Or, well, 9 anyways. So, sorry, ScreenFlow and Telestream. You ran out the clock, and you lost a customer. I wish it weren't so, but I can't be held back by your lack of updates anymore. The software world has moved on since 2021, and you're not keeping up. It is what it is. All right. Wow, that's a great thing that you're not having withdrawal symptoms. I'm happy for you on that. When I switched from being a Mountain Dew connoisseur to drinking lots and lots of water, I did end up with withdrawal symptoms for about 3 or 4 days. Now the only pop I drink is all caffeine free. So usually it's Sprite. If I'm feeling like I want something with more flavor to it, then I'll go with like a Faygo, or Orange Crush, or something like that, which has no caffeine. But I'm trying to keep things within reason. So anyway, I suppose that's only a 21 megabyte file. So I suppose what I could do is bring this into media assets. We'll just see how this goes. I'm not sure it's going to work, but did that go into 2025 YouTube? It did not. So I need to go to movies and Camtasia and short one. Why is it not letting me select the MP4 from that folder? Maybe because it's not widescreen. I don't know. That shouldn't make a difference. What if I come down here to 2025 YouTube? Wow. Oh, video clips. That's why. Let's try this again. Movies, Camtasia. There we go. Short. Open. So let's just see, just for the sake of argument. I'm waiting for this to process. But this way I'll have that short. I'll have some record of creating that short live and, go from there. So let's run that. I'll be back in a few seconds. Hi, this is Jeremy, and we are playing with new features of Camtasia 2025.1, and hopefully this will move things forward. I'll see you in the next video. All right. That was fun. And I'll just delete that out of StreamYard. So yeah, I'm interested to see how some of this can change my approach to video. I think there's room for growth with this. I think there's going to be a bit of a learning curve. So, bear with me for a little while. And, I've always got the option of still editing in ScreenFlow if it comes down to that, or I need to be able to do something in particular quickly that I, might be running up against the clock for. I can render out an MP4, import it into ScreenFlow, and do whatever small edit I need to do there. But I think things are going to be moving forward at a decent clip. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm definitely looking forward to this challenge and what things might be in store for the future of the channel and the second channel, because this unlocks some new ideas. This has definitely unlocked some new ideas. And, just having the time to lead up to this and, get some things ready so that I've got a set of ideas that I want to use to move forward. I've got, just different things that I can do with this much more quickly than with ScreenFlow. So, yes, there's a learning curve, but I think this is going to be better in the long run. So, all right, enough of my rambling incoherently. Let's see. Terrell says, my week in the hospital made me think about a few things. Only pop I drink now is Sprite or flavored Sprite or 7-Up. Yep, that's pretty much 99% of the time. That's all I drink is generally Sprite now. So anyway, So, Christopher, I was using so for the live streams, I don't know if that's what you're asking. I'm using StreamYard. That's also going away this year. I'm going to make a switch. I haven't determined exactly which product I'm going to switch to, but regardless of what it is, it's going to be much cheaper than StreamYard. Um, uh, so for long form videos and shorts, I've been using ScreenFlow, which has not been updated since 2021 in any significant way. They've released point releases, just bug fix releases, but they've not even put out a yearly release to coincide with each newer version of Mac OS that's come out. And ScreenFlow is a Mac only product, right? So I moved to Camtasia today, and you can watch the replay later if you want to see it in action. I did a little bit of editing with it and a little bit of recording with it, and just kind of playing around with some of the surface features before digging deeper. And Camtasia also runs on Mac OS and Windows. Unfortunately, no Linux support at this point in time. However, I can be optimistic that before I die, they might see the light and support Linux. But it's definitely a more powerful editor than what ScreenFlow was. The fact that I can do closed captioning in the editor. There are translation features available. There are all kinds of things available that ScreenFlow just couldn't do because it hasn't been updated in nearly 4 years. So it was time for a change, and this is day 0, we'll call it, because that's what I'm going to call it. Us tech people start counting at 0, right? So anyway, that's the short version of what I covered earlier, and interesting stuff. Wouldn't suggest Pop OS at all. Pop at all. Yeah. I like I've cut out the majority of my pop consumption over the last 2 years. And yes, I've added coffee in, thanks to my friends that have turned me into a coffee snob. So I've got the pour over coffee set up, which it's kind of nice. It's nice to wake up in the morning and know that I'll just be spending some time detached from technology while I make coffee. Let my brain sort of wake up a little bit. Have you considered doing a carnivore diet? Interesting. I haven't. I'm not sure what Terrell has considered. I use -0. Anyway, I'm very much looking forward to what this year is going to bring, and I feel like in part I'm drawing a line in the sand. I'm starting over. I'm trying to make a clean break and see what happens. It's just one of those things. I spend very little money on software overall, and I look at people that are, like stuck in an Adobe subscription, and it's like $1,000 a year for whatever their top tier is for the whole suite. And it's like, that's bizarre, you know. But here we are. You know, I'm not a fan of subscriptions, but here I am with Camtasia. I don't have a choice. If there are no updates for ScreenFlow, then I have to move on. I can't wait forever for that to be updated. So you know, it's going to be interesting, but I've got witnesses. There are 30 days in June. I'm going to put out videos at least 25 of those 30 days. If I go more than that, icing on the cake. But my goal is to make the subscription for this software pay for itself before the end of this year. So, knock on wood. That's the challenge I've set up for myself, and we'll see what we can do with it, right? But this afternoon, after I end the stream, which will probably end at the hour marker, because I am planning on streaming again tonight. So my plan this afternoon, besides doing some cleaning that I am still catching up on from being in the dark for almost a week, I'm planning to record some clips in Camtasia this afternoon and do some edits and have that loaded up into StreamYard so that I can, you know, sort of document my approach, I guess, my learning curve with Camtasia. So it's a lot different this time around. I did previously have Camtasia 2 for Mac, which was like 12 years ago, and at the time, you know, the number of features was overwhelming, just because I hadn't done much with video editing. And so I had to go through the process over a number of years of getting comfortable with doing editing and trying to make the audio and video both better. And you know, I hit some goals with audio, and now is time to take the video to the next level. And you know, there are things in the works that are going to change how I approach some of this stuff. And yes,
Josephus.
From time to time, you may find me posting some 4K content. I'm not going to go all in on it. However, I have a plan. And yeah, I have a plan. I do have a 4K monitor downstairs available for my use. And I've got the OBSBot Tail Air. So I can do 4K video. I can do 4K screen capture once I get that stuff set up. So that should be interesting. But yes, I am contemplating doing some 4K stuff that will probably stick in the members only section. For everybody else, I'm probably going to render it down to 1080. And the reason for doing it is just simply that if I shoot it in 4K, then I've got more crop and zoom headroom, let's say. So, yes, I know
Josephus.
that's a drum you've been beating for a while, and so hopefully this will make you happy on that tip. But just let's see. I have to watch what I eat now. Only allow 2,000 milligrams of sodium per day. Yeah, I should probably be watching that myself, but suggest learning about carnivore diet or lion diet if you're really, really bad off. Yeah. So speaking of carnivore, I have a steak in the refrigerator that I need to go get seasoned. And I'm going to let sit in the refrigerator until tomorrow. Since tomorrow's a holiday here in the States, I am going to treat myself to a steak, which is something I have not done in quite a long time. So since I had to throw out everything in my refrigerator and freezers, I decided that I was going to reward myself with a steak. And since it's a holiday weekend, it gave me a little extra incentive to do such. So, yeah, we'll see how all of this goes. I've got a plan. And at this point, it's just checking off the items and pushing this YouTube thing forward. So, all right. Trust me when I say you can heal most of your issues, and that steak sounds wonderful. Yes. I only season my steaks generally with sea salt and pepper, black pepper. But let it season for 24 hours and it makes for a darn good steak. So I'll make that tomorrow at some point. And tonight's going to be tacos. Lunch is going to be a ham sandwich and potato salad. So on that note, since I haven't eaten anything today, I'm going to let you fine people go. Thank you for being here. I am planning on being live again tonight at 9 or shortly thereafter. Might be 9:05 or 9:15. Stay tuned for that announcement. But this has been fun. I'm really excited about Camtasia at this point, and I feel like I've sort of jumped back into Camtasia at a sweet spot in its development history. So, on that note, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.